Thank you for clicking the play button. Please hit the red button and kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel for more powerful and spirit-filled daily contents. Thank you, let's get started. Genesis chapter 16 plunges us into a story of faith tested, impatience revealed, and God's faithfulness reaffirmed. It is a story about Abram and Sarai, chosen by God, yet grappling with human doubt. Despite being promised a child, their patience wanes as years pass without fulfillment. Sarai, in her desperation, suggests that Abram take her maidservant Hagar as a wife to bear a child. This decision, born out of human impatience, sets off a chain of events that will test their faith and trust in God's timing. Hagar, now pregnant, finds herself in a difficult position, feeling mistreated and alone. Fleeing from her harsh treatment, Hagar encounters an angel of the Lord by a spring in the wilderness. Here, she receives a divine message of hope and reassurance. The angel tells her to return to Sarai and submit to her, promising that her descendants will be too numerous to count. Hagar names the Lord who spoke to her, "You are the God who sees me." For she said, "I have now seen the one who sees me." As we journey through this chapter, we witness the consequences of human choices, the strain on relationships, and the unfolding of God's plan despite human flaws. Abram names the son Hagar bears Ishmael, which means God hears, signifying that even in their moments of doubt and despair, God is attentive to their cries. The ever-present grace of God shines through, reminding us that His promises are steadfast and His timing perfect. Even when we falter, His plan remains unshaken. This chapter teaches us about the enduring truth that He works even in our moments of weakness, turning our missteps into opportunities for growth and deeper faith. It is a powerful reminder that God's faithfulness is unwavering and His love encompasses all our trials and tribulations. Abram and Sarai, their names are etched into the very fabric of faith. God had chosen them, made a covenant with Abram, a promise of descendants as numerous as the stars. He would be the father of nations, his name a blessing for generations to come. Yet, here they were years later, still childless. The weight of the promise, the longing for a child, the ticking clock of their aging bodies all converged into a crisis of faith. God had spoken unequivocally about a son, an heir, but time marched on and Sarai remained barren. Doubt, an insidious whisper, began to take root in her heart. Could God's promise truly come to pass? Was she in her old age beyond the realm of such miracles? The God who created the universe, who spoke life into being, seemed impossibly distant in the face of her empty womb. In the throes of her doubt, Sarai devised a plan. It was a plan rooted in the cultural norms of her time, where surrogacy was a known, albeit complex practice. She offered her Egyptian maidservant Hagar to Abram, a way to fulfill God's promise, albeit on their own terms. It was a decision born of desperation, a testament to how quickly faith can falter when confronted with human limitations. Hagar, young and likely fearing the implications of refusal, agreed to Sarai's plan. Soon she was pregnant with Abram's child, but what began as a solution quickly devolved into a web of jealousy, resentment, and heartache. Hagar, carrying a child that was a constant reminder of Sarai's barrenness, found her status elevated, creating tension between the two women. The once harmonious relationship fractured under the weight of unspoken expectations and simmering resentments. Section 6. A Mother in the Wilderness, God's compassionate encounter with Hagar. The strain between Hagar and Sarai reached a breaking point. Feeling trapped and mistreated, Hagar fled into the wilderness, a solitary figure seeking solace in the vast emptiness. But God, in His infinite mercy, saw her plight. He saw the young mother carrying a child alone and afraid. An angel of the Lord appeared to Hagar, a beacon of hope in her despair. Section 7. El Roi, the God who sees. In the vast, arid expanse of the ancient desert, a divine messenger appeared, bringing with him a message that would change the course of history. The angel delivered a message from God, a message of reassurance and hope. This was not just any message. It was a divine intervention in the life of a woman named Hagar, who found herself in a dire situation. Hagar was to return to Sarai, to submit to her authority. This instruction, though difficult, came with a promise that would sustain her through her trials. But within that instruction was a profound promise. God assured Hagar that her suffering was not in vain, and that her future held great significance. She would have a son, Ishmael, whose descendants would be too numerous to count. This promise was a beacon of hope, a light in her darkest moments. The God who saw her, who knew her pain, had not forgotten her. In her distress, she found comfort in the knowledge that she was seen and valued by the Almighty. Overwhelmed by this encounter, Hagar gave God a name that echoed through the ages: El Roi, the God who sees me. This name was a testament to her experience, a declaration of God's intimate awareness of her struggles and his unwavering presence in her life. Hagar's story is a powerful reminder that no matter how isolated or forgotten we may feel, there is a God who sees us, who understands our pain, and who promises to be with us through every trial. Her encounter with El Roi is a timeless message of hope and divine care. Section 8. The birth of Ishmael, a promise fulfilled, a future foreshadowed. Hagar returned to Abram and Sarai, her heart perhaps still heavy, but now buoyed by the divine encounter. In time, she gave birth to Ishmael, just as the angel had promised. His birth, a testament to God's faithfulness, also marked the beginning of a complex family dynamic, one fraught with rivalry and heartache, foreshadowing the future conflicts between their descendants. Section 9. Lessons from the Wilderness: Faith, Impatience, and God's Unwavering Plan. The story of Abram, Sarai, and Hagar in Genesis 16 is not just an ancient narrative. It is a timeless reflection of the human condition. It speaks to the very core of our struggles, our hopes, and our fears. Abram and Sarai, despite their deep faith, found themselves grappling with the same impatience and doubt that we often face today. It lays bare our capacity for impatience, our struggle with waiting, and the anxiety that can consume us when we feel that time is slipping away. Our tendency to take matters into our own hands when God seems slow in fulfilling his promises is a recurring theme in our lives. We see Sarai in her desperation, urging Abram to father a child with Hagar, her maidservant. This decision, born out of impatience, led to unforeseen consequences and heartache, yet it also underscores God's unwavering faithfulness. He sees our struggles, hears our cries, and understands our deepest fears. Even when we falter, his love remains steadfast. And even in our moments of weakness, when we feel lost and alone, God is there, working behind the scenes to bring about his perfect plan. He takes our missteps and our failures and weaves them into a tapestry of grace and redemption. His plans are not thwarted by our impatience. Rather, they are fulfilled in ways we could never have imagined. This story, woven through with human drama and divine intervention, serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of faith and trust in God's timing. It reminds us to hold fast to faith, to trust that even when we cannot see the way forward, God is guiding our steps. Knowing that God's timing is perfect, we can find peace in the midst of uncertainty. His plans for us are good, and his love for us is unending, and his love endures forever. In the end, the story of Abram, Sarai, and Hagar is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the unwavering nature of God's promises. It calls us to trust, to wait, and to believe that in his perfect time, all things will come to pass.